would act, my lord. My lords, again, my lords, two things about your lordship, my lord. Number one, my lords, the way in which, my lord, your lordship follows the punctuality, my lord, there is no parallel this thing now. The other day, when there was a oath ceremony of my Lord Justice, the Chief Justice of India, my lord, my eyes were not on the watch, but on my lordship, because I had mattered at serial number 1 before your lordship, my lord. And that is how, my lords, we all are, so long as, my lords, we follow the footsteps, what your lordship has said, my lord, I think it will be a bright future for the entire judiciary. And, my lords, I must say that one remarkable thing is that, which has been also mentioned, that your lordship's preparation on the brief is more than the preparation of the parties or the councils who are appearing in the matter. That is something which is amazing. And lastly, but not least, and very importantly, my lord, your lordship's mood right from 10:30 a.m. to 4:30 is the same. We have never seen any ups and downs in that mood, my lord. The same is whether senior or junior, whether any person of a party appearing in person also, your lordships have given full satisfaction, Lord. I pray to the Almighty, my lord, your lordship gives a lot of good health, peace, and lot of time now can be spent your family.
My lord, if I can have just 2 minutes.
Speak, young man, let that young man speak.
Yes.
It's an absolute privilege to stand here today, not only as Justice Oak's first law clerk in the Supreme Court, but it's also only the first time I can stand before him wearing my robe and a gown and speak from the bar to the bench. As a first generation lawyer, I often worried about finding the right guidance in my early career. In that sense, having Sir as my first boss was not only a boon, but also a bit of a bane. The boon was extraordinary. I learned what true dedication, integrity, and excellence look like in practice. Sir taught me how to find the crux in a case, how to critically think, and how to advocate with clarity and precision. The bane, I would say, that he has set the bar so high that every office now I go to, I have to compare it with him. What sets so truly apart that he never treated us, his law clerks, which I mean like former and present, as mere law clerks. We were his students. He was deeply invested in our learning, our growth, and our well-being. He treated us like family with kind of patience, humility, and generosity that's rare and unforgettable. Since joining the bar, the question I'm most often asked is, how is Justice Oak always so well prepared? How does he read the file in such great detail? That, I'm afraid, remains a proprietary intellectual property, and I have no intention of breaching that confidentiality today. But I'll say this, briefing him each evening taught me something which no textbook could ever. When to speak, how to speak, and most importantly, when to stay silent. Yesterday, Sir took his first day off in his entire tenure in the Supreme Court, following the untimely demise of his beloved mother. And today, on his final day, he returned to the bench and pronounced over 11 judgments. This single act speaks volume about the commitment he has to the institution, to his work, and to justice himself. I'll always remain deeply grateful for not just having him as my first boss, but for having him as a mentor for my life. Thank you, sir.
May I submit, my lord?
Your Lordship.
May I submit, my lord? I am submitting on behalf of all the lawyers who argue their case their own, hardly engaged senior advocates, my lord. I am practicing here, my lord, last 25 years, especially in criminal side. I have seen hundred of judges, but if we count 5 judges, my lord, who are the best, my lord, Oak is one of the that 5, my lord. My lord never distinguished whether is senior is appearing or junior is appearing. In one case, I have never, in my case was listed, my lord, and I was not there, even though my lord allowed the appeal, reading the file. That was our view, my lord. We who are not senior advocate, we always miss you, my lord.
The Lord's Navy.
Miss Arora.
I'm so grateful, my lords. My Lord Chief Justice, my Lord Justice Messi, and Justice Oak. It's your day today. We are extremely sorry for your loss, but we also admire this strength that you have pulled up to be here on this day, deliver your commitments before demitting this office. My lords, there is your oath of doing justice without fear or favor. You have truly lived up to that oath of this particular office. It's not just fear of favor that we have watched, but it's true to your conscience. And I think being true to the conscience is one of the most important things which a judge can be. It does not matter, you may be right, you may be wrong, but it's something that you believe in without fear or favor. As somebody said before me, we have always said, what is it that you look in a judge? And I remember in one of your sessions, it was said, spine, 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 and spine. And I think you truly epitomize that, and that's what we look for in anyone who's here. My lords, I will not take time for many of my friends. There's a lot to say, but I wish you Godspeed. I wish you a good life hereafter, your third innings, whatever that you choose to have, and also perhaps some time to stay back and reflect. Keep on speaking on the rights and liberties, just as you have spoken from the bench, even outside, because that is what is really most needed today. Godspeed to you, Judge. Have a wonderful life, a great health. Thank you.
Mr. Roscoe.
Justice So. One of the most commendable aspects of your legacy is your judicial humility. Even while presiding over some of the most complex legal questions of our time, you remain ever respectful of different opinions and open to diverse perspective. You understood that the majesty of law lies not in its articulation, but in its application to uplift and empower. Your departure from this court is not the end of your contribution to the law. Your judgments will continue to cite it, your ideas debated. Your presence on the bench has strengthened the public faith in the judiciary. May your wisdom continue to enlighten and inspire generations to come. May your next chapter be filled with joy and satisfaction that comes from a life lived in service to the justice. Wishing you all the very best, Justice So.
Mr. Bharat.
Plus, your lordship was a citizen's judge. Your lordship's court epitomized that courts are meant for citizens and not for governments. Because I had the opportunity to appear for both sides. Your lordship's court was a breeze when one was on the side of the citizen, but when the government was on the wrong, we faced the full fury of the court. I just realized one poem is actually Rudyard Kipling's poem, and I think it's meant for somebody exactly like you. I'll just read portions of it and I'll end. If you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for them doubting too. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings nor lose the common touch. If neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you. If all men count with you, but none too much. If you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance runs, yours is the earth and everything that's in it. Your lordships, thank you.
Yes, Mr. Singh.
My lord, I don't think I can do better than to recount what a brilliant young lawyer from Karnataka called me up when your lordship was approved to be elevated to the Supreme Court. I get this call and she was almost wailing at the other end, saying, "Sir, please don't take away our chief." I don't think one can have a better tribute than that. So I told her, I said, our need is greater than yours. And you have lived up to that expectation, Judge. There's a lot of criticism. I mean, from time to time, people seek to criticize the collegium system. But the fact that a judge like you is here, with your track record in the Bombay High Court and the Karnataka High Court, being known as a fiercely independent judge, and you're here, I think shows that the collegium system works. It may not always work perfectly, but it works. In fact, all three of you who are sitting here are testimony to that. But today is your day, Judge, and we can only thank you from the bottom of our hearts and wish you well.
Yes,
Yes, Ms. Dewan.
Well, what steely stuff you are made of, I think I had a first-hand experience, and today I will not spare you on this because I think you know what I'm talking about, but I think it's important for the junior members also of the bar to know this. This was perhaps my lone experience before you, my lone matter before you in the Bombay High Court. You were recently elevated, and I was in a very hopeless situation. It was a very important public cause that was going to be lost, and I could see the writing on the wall. I was up against, I knew what I was up against, and my Lord Justice Oak was sitting in a division bench, and you saw, he came in like literally a knight in shining armor to save the day for the matter, which was really important for the city of Bombay, and really saved the day. And you saw the power of a junior judge, and we're talking about, I think, nearly 20 years ago. So I think it's really important. And for me, it reinforced my faith in the system, and to know that even in moments of great pessimism, there will be people who stand up there and do what it takes. So thank you for that. And I think it's an important lesson for all of us. Also today, I think we heard from Justice Trivedi, your tradition of pushing the car when the judge retires. And I will say that today you will leave with truckloads of respect behind you.
Yes, Vishwanath.
Yes. May I, with the permission of the Chief Justice, say a few words? Your Lord, sorry. Your Lordships have lived up to your name. You've been fearless in your thoughts. You've been fearless in your actions. And just like an oak tree in the forest, which is so critical to our ecosystem, you have been very critical to our ecosystem. Over 350 judgments, I don't know, I haven't added the ones today, been there every single day. The same energy, be it item 1 or be it 76.1, we would be exhausted. Your Lordships would not be exhausted. For your Lordships, we have seen the Constitution has been your mool mantra. So therefore, there was no question of any fear or favor. You had your compass, you navigated through the system, and that was your torchlight. You have, your name would be etched in history because you have protected the most fundamental of freedoms, that is liberty, freedom of speech. And not only that, your Lordships have also today, your Lordships leaves us much richer, much stronger, of course, much sadder, but you leave this court with honor. You have inspired us, and your Lordships, all I can say is, may God bless you. And from the MC Mehta team, of course, we thank you for your patience and for your contribution. Thank you.
My Lord Chief Justice, Justice Oka, at the outset, my condolences for the personal loss that you've had. Some 20 years back, I had